Van der Beek. Across to De Ligt. Just a little short one. Picked up on by Eiting. Mazraoui. To De Ligt. Now Frankie de Jong. Mazraoui once more. He's got David Neres. Nice little flick in field by Eiting and almost came to Huntelaar. Just away by Conor Cody in the end. Tagliafico will keep this in on the far side. Has support from Noah Lang, who looks to try and work it into the penalty area, but that's good strong defending from Conor Cody. And they'll settle for the goal kick. Conor Cody always talking to his teammates as he tries to push them forwards. Came through the ranks at Liverpool, many people will be aware of, but incredibly looking forward to that opening game of the season against Everton in just a couple of weeks' time. One of the undoubted stars of last season. I think at one point he was many people's player of the year, but also unsung hero of the year, which I'm not entirely sure makes sense. Ajax having plenty of possession at the moment, as you would expect, with Frankie de Jong. Shares his passes with Eiting. And they'll look to try and run it forwards over the halfway line. Tagliafico. Infield to Lang. To Frankie de Jong. Lang now trying to turn away from Morgan Gibbs-White. This is De Ligt. Cavallero thought he could sniff out an opportunity to win it back. Wasn't quite there for him. De Jong forwards again. Tagliafico back to Frankie de Jong. I get the feeling we're going to be saying his name an awful lot this afternoon. Just couldn't quite work it down that left hand side. Ryan Giles, who had an impressive loan spell at Telford at the end of last season, has rather pushed his opportunities forwards. This might be an opportunity for Huntelaar. Willy Bolly strongly in there. How popular he is. Willy Bolly making his move from Porto permanent this summer. Giles will take the throw. Got it back from Neves. Now Bolly just looking to knock it up in the direction of Jota. Couldn't quite get to it. Ajax with possession back. Mazraoui picked up by Eiting. Happy to control the tempo and the possession at the moment. De Jong forwards. Tagliafico might go on a little run. experience of Ryan Bennett. Many Premier League campaigns in the past with Norwich. Bolly not quite his usual imperious self on that occasion. Not too many clear-cut opportunities for either side just yet. And that's a neat turn though by Costa, who's stronger in this pre-season. Here comes Neres for Ajax. Good foot in by Ruben Neves. De Ligt across to De Jong. That's the left-hand side. Tagliafico. Cavallero will go and close him down. Back in field. De Jong on a little bit of a run. Tried to find Van der Beek, who couldn't quite work it out to Lang on the far side. Doherty with the throw. Down the line looking for Cavallero. De Jong being forced backwards. Cavallero just behind Matt Doherty. That's unfortunate. This is Christensen. De Ligt, De Jong. Seen so much of the ball already, hasn't he? Tagliafico back in field to De Jong. Almost that new level of playmaker getting deeper and deeper now. De Ligt forwards. Eiting couldn't find Mazraoui. Intercepted by Giles. Looks to play one early up towards Jota, who's got time to turn. Tried to find Cavallero. Tagliafico got a good foot in. Doherty recovers possession. Now here's Bennett. Cody wanting to take risks, although Wolves will play in deep areas, even if it leads to situations like this where Langer's got possession back for Ajax. Mazraoui, Eiting. Karel Eiting trying to lift it in towards Klaas-Jan Huntelaar, but well claimed by Will Norris. This is Giles. Costa just switched over with Cavallero for the time being. Bolly. Back to Cody. Costa wearing 10 today. You'll notice, regular Wolves supporters will notice that quite a few of the players got slightly different numbers on than they've had in previous years. There's the left, of course. 10 last year was reserved to Joe Mason, who is on his way back, rejoining the club this week from a loan spell at Colorado Rapids. Though he may well be heading out on loan again, as his future doesn't seem to be with Wolves anymore. This is Van der Beek. De Jong, Eiting, Tagliafico. Neat interchange and exchange of passes from Ajax. Now to Christensen. Mazraoui in towards Neres. Was caught a little bit late. Not too much in it. You might be able to hear Connor Cody complaining the decision. As well he might, one of the loudest voices out there. Just a slight coming together. Eiting will be the man to try and lift this one into the danger zone. Willy Bolly, much better header from him this time. Lang recovers the ball. Now here comes Eiting again. Very highly thought of. One cap for the Dutch under-21s. Part of the young Ajax title-winning team who won the second tier of Dutch football last season. Mazraoui trying to find Eiting, who just about evaded Neves, and it might work its way into the penalty area for Van der Beek, but that's a good block. Costa falls to Cavallero, who loses control of it, and he won't get the throw either. So it's an interesting battle, this, between Wolves, of course, who champions of the English second tier, and many of the Ajax players in their effectively under-21 team who won the second tier of Dutch football. Always a club known for bringing through young talents. Matthijs de Ligt. Galit trying to lift it. The run of Tagliafico applauds the intention, if not the full direction of it. Doherty trying to get it down the line. This is Costa. Doesn't half look bigger, doesn't he? Clearly being on a fitness regime through the summer. Helder Costa was injured last pre-season. Took him an awful long time to get up to speed. By the time he did towards the end of the year, he was contributing, and he did feature in quite a few matches, amongst the highest in the Wolves squad, though many of them more late cameos from the bench than anything else. Similar for that man Morgan Gibbs-White. Conor Cody, no one featured more than he last season. This is Ryan Giles, yet to feature for the first team, but if he can continue moves like this, he may well do more so. He's got an option to his left. He tried to go it alone, didn't he? Just didn't quite open out for him, but you can see the excitement that he can produce. Cavallero, Gibbs-White, this is a better spell from Wolves. Neves across to Bolly. To Conor Cody, maybe getting a bit more control of it. That's a long raking pass out to Cavallero, neatly brought down. Cavallero, that's a good run from Doherty. Doherty into the danger zone, trying to square it across, and he was just put behind by De Ligt. Best move of the game so far, certainly from a Wolves perspective. It's taken them a quarter of an hour to truly wake up from it. Look at that ball from Conor Cody. 40 yards at least, perfectly brought down by Cavallero. Doherty so nearly squeezing it in. Cavallero will deliver the corner. Bolly was racing towards the near post. It was cleared away. A really good opportunity. Cavallero onto Doherty again. Doherty trying to squeeze it across, and they'll get another corner. Not entirely convinced that that was a corner. It definitely looked like he bounced back off Matt Doherty. Nevertheless, Wolves have the opportunity. Try and punish them. Cavallero again. Bolly makes another run to the near post. Jota will get a free header, and that was blocked, and it bounces around, and it's Morgan Gibbs-White who couldn't quite get a strike on it. Jota will try and hit it goalwards, but that'll be easily saved by Andre Onana. Couple of good opportunities in the last couple of minutes from Wolves. Cavallero's delivery this time going deep, and Jota's header was going goalwards. Gibbs-White, two opportunities to strike it, didn't really take either. He's huge talent though, Morgan Gibbs-White, taking advantage of course, Alfred Ndiaye no longer being with the club, his loan spell ending, going back to Villarreal, who will be the prime pre-season friendly at Molineux. Romain Saiss only back in training in the last couple of days as well, having been at the World Cup with Morocco. He is amongst the substitutes. It's given Gibbs-White a real opportunity as an 18-year-old. He signed a new contract towards the end of last season to cement his place in Nuno's thinking. I know many supporters would like more midfielders to arrive. I think there are one or two things ongoing. Certainly we'll be looking at midfielders. There's a potential for Romain Saiss to play in the defensive three this year. It's a role that he's done at international level, notably at the World Cup a couple of weeks ago. Fantastic to see Wolves players at the World Cup, of course. Rui Patricio and Raul Jimenez being there as well. Technically many Wolves will claim Alfred Ndiaye. This is Jota trying to get away from Christensen, and he's done well to find Cavallero. That was a neat flick. It's going to come to Neves outside of the boot pass, but a little bit too much on it for Ryan Giles. That's the kind of skills that the fans have journeyed here. Only a short journey even so, but seeing those kind of flicks from Cavallero and outside of the boot passes from Ruben Neves. Lang might get in behind here. Ryan Bennett caught sleeping just a touch, and Lang trying to deliver it across. A bit too much on that. Wolves having had a spell of dominance for the last couple of minutes, just switching off a touch. Nearly 20 minutes gone. It's headed in by Mazrui. Lang might open out for a strike, and Neves and Cody were closing in on him. They'll settle for a corner. And pressure was built in the last couple of minutes on Ajax. It's an opportunity just to ease it somewhat. Noah Lang will be the man to take it. Karel Eiting has gone out short with him. Delivery comes back to Frankie de Jong, who will try and lift that towards the back post, and up went the head of Matthijs de Ligt. Deep delivery that came in. Powerful head, a bit of a mismatch up against Helder Costa. Luckily for Wolves, nothing came from it. Norris sending it in the direction of Cavallero, got a good flick onto it. De Jong intercepts. This is Frankie de Jong being forced backwards by Cavallero. Tagliafico infield towards Eiting. Jota thought for a second he could nick in there. Big strong challenge from Morgan Gibbs-White. Ryan Bennett will be the beneficiary. Oh, lovely turn from Willy Boly. Listen to the appreciation of the crowd for that one. Cody's been put under pressure by Huntelaar. Across to Boly. Let it roll across him and then gave it straight to Christensen. Huntelaar's going to be offside. Best and the worst of Willy Boly in that moment. So calm and casual at one position, and then maybe a little too casual following up. Though he will be encouraged to play. The high ball that Doherty gets the better of this time. Cavallero. Doherty's already gone on the overlap. Cavallero just off balance. Looked towards the referee. Wanted a free kick, not going to get it. This is Frankie de Jong. Andre Onana. Don't forget, of course, coming this Sunday on Wolves TV is H Hotels Cup. Wolves in Germany against Bochum, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Real Betis. Here comes Helder Costa. Now there's an opportunity to try and break forwards. Costa almost left the ball. Gibbs-White couldn't continue it on. It might come through to Jota. He couldn't square it across. He's appealing for hands. Nanes will bring it away instead. I think referee is well positioned there. That's well run back by Ruben Neves. Strong run by Helder Costa. Just seemed to lose control of the ball, almost being too quick for it. Bennett, that's a good ball in behind again. Costa will give chase, and de Ligt has to go across with him. Cavallero back to Costa. Only really Jota inside the penalty area at the moment. Cavallero trying to pull it back towards Neves, and it was read by Neres. And Ryan Bennett gets a strong foot in. De Ligt clears. Game becoming a little bit more open maybe. Now look at that space for Ryan Giles. Has options in field. Will use Neves as one of them. Costa Gibbs-White. Doherty's on the touchline. Costa's with him for company. Will use that support. And it goes all the way back to Ryan Bennett. They'll build again. Here's Boly. Cavallero tried the first time flick. He actually got a little bit fortunate that Eiting got something on that. Managed to work it out to Giles, who again looks to run at his man. Gets the delivery in. Oh, the goalkeeper covered himself in too much glory on that occasion. It's well worked by Ryan Giles again, who is very direct. Nana apologising to his teammates. It was probably a bit closer for comfort than many of them wanted. Here comes Eiting. Neres blocked off by Giles. I think it's probably fair to say at this stage last season Ryan Giles wasn't really being considered for a breakthrough at this stage, but didn't really even play that many under-23s games last year. But he's lone spell at his boyhood club at Telford under Rob Edwards, who of course is now back at Wolves coaching the 23s. Former first team coach, knows a lot about Giles from their time together at the under-18s. They were in a little bit of relegation trouble when Giles arrived there. There's Eiting. Delit to Eiting. We'll try and lift it through towards Huntelaar. Cody wanted to make sure it was his. As Louis and Gibbs White battling, and Gibbs White coming off the better. Quick one to Jota. Cavallero could well have left that for Giles, but we'll give it to him now. And Giles again looking to run at his man strongly, and it might open up for him more. He was expecting the overlap run from Cavallero, who just held off for a second. What an opportunity this is for Ryan Giles to really make a name for himself. I just wonder whether he could have looked up to his right there. And we're going to get a bit of a drinks break. It is very warm here in Walsall. Opportunity for one or two of the players to get some instructions too. Currently 24 degrees according to the thermometer up here in the gantry. And it feels much warmer than that, and that's why those players down there are giving themselves a bit of a break. Say Ajax, one of the most famous names in European football. They haven't had the best of the last couple of years. Haven't won the title since 2014, and even though they finished second last year, when you're a club the size of Ajax, second isn't quite good enough. And having missed out on the Champions League and the Europa League through the qualifiers last summer, and eventually a cup defeat to FC Twente on penalties, ended up doing for the then manager Marcel Kaiser. Erik ten Hag taking his place. Another man who will know plenty of the Ajax youngsters through young Ajax. I say the fated almost B-team system that nobody in English football quite wants to see, but works very well for Ajax. In both Dutch and German football, you see it a lot. Spanish football too. That's where Andre Onana made his name for the Barcelona youth ranks. I see quite a few of these players. Karel Eiting and Frankie de Jong. Donny van der Beek coming through, Noah Lang too. So just a quick drink. Break. Matt Doherty and Woody Bolly deep in discussion down there, as Doherty takes his time to make his way back to his position. So we should expect a couple of minutes to be added on at the end of the half. That's not always the case in pre-season friendlies. Strong header won by Bolly. This is Nassam Mazraoui. Another who starred for the under-21 young Ajax team last year. Qualifies for both Morocco and the Netherlands. This is Karel Eiting. Delit will try and lift it towards Lang. Good header away by Bennett. Eiting to B. Lang got it back to Karel Eiting. Wide to the Argentinian Tagliafico. This is Donny van der Beek trying to run at Ryan Bennett. It's going out right to the byline and Bennett benefiting from it. This might work here for Costa, you know, and there's space in front of him for Helder Costa. Our player's getting back. Lang is the man who's tracking him. Costa waiting for support to arrive, and it'll come by the means of Matt Doherty. Cody's ball down to Giles on this near side. Volley back to Cody. Wanted the option from Bennett. Didn't feel comfortable enough going to it. There's a right battle going on for Cavallero, who lost out on possession. Delit goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Frankie de Jong, 6 caps and 1 goal for the Dutch under-21s. So some people liken him to Luka Modric. Not sure Luka Modric could fulfill a role at central defence as Frankie de Jong is doing today. Volley intercepting Neves. Now can he thread this through? Jota, the goalkeeper's come a long way. It's Diogo Jota, and that is good goalkeeping. Andre Onana, credit to him. Stayed on his feet as long as he could, the Cameroon international. 12 clean sheets in 38 appearances last season. And he's gone an awful long way to keeping one for his team there. Wolves try and build again, no doubt about it. Best chance of the game so far. And Diogo Jota, having scored 18 times last season, you would have banked on him adding to it. Let's see if we can take another view on what was a really good opportunity, but Andre Onana standing firm. Neves with the through ball. Jota has a good look, just holds on and hesitates, touch too much, and the goalkeeper equal to it. You can see him look up twice there and keeps his eyes on the keeper, tries just to dummy down, but can't quite get the opportunity to take it round him. Almost seemed caught in two minds there, Diogo Jota, as whether to go round him on the left or try and lift it over him. There's a player down for Ajax at the moment, getting a bit of treatment. David Neres, I think, is the man down there. And that's Nazar Mazraoui. Just hobbling a touch, holding his left thigh and knee. Let's see if we can work out. Maybe just fell awkwardly in the challenge with Willy Boly. See whether he continues. In the meantime, Ryan Bennett will give possession back to Ajax. Temporarily down to 10 then. Here comes Mazraoui back onto the field. Not looking too comfortable. Still limping as Frankie de Jong tries to bring it forwards. Tagliafico, all closed down by Doherty. Costa will find Neves. Spots Doherty, managed to thread that through the eye of a needle. Costa, that's not the best of control from him. Also described by one or two onlookers of the weekend as purring in their victory over Young Boys. 4-0 win to lift the Uran Cup. The trophy may look like the Champions League. That looked like a foul. Jota will get the free kick and allowed to continue on with it quickly. Costa looking to drive forwards. Might open up for him here, Helder Costa, and was he just blocked off by Tagliafico? He looked towards the referee. Nothing doing. Say the European Cup may look like the Champions League, though the last English team to win it was Stoke last summer. And I know what happened to them last season. That's where Wolves go next Wednesday. And the game you can hear live on Wolves TV. Doherty trying to cross it in, Delete with the clearance. Nevers. Neatly out to the feet of Giles. Jota allowed to turn and then taken out of it by Carol Eiting. Just growing into this game a little bit more. There you go, Jota. So maybe wanted a bit too much time on it. Neres had one effort, Eiting the second. Wolves' top goal scorer last season, joining permanently this summer from Atletico Madrid. Fee thought to be around £13 million, which seems a bit of a bargain. Now, Ruben Neves has paced this out as if he quite fancies having a go. This is a fair old distance, but we know Neves can hit them, and that one not quite as usual. Commentator's curse gave him the big build-up. Scored some incredible strikes last towards clinching promotion and the championship title. Followed only a couple of days later by that wonder strike against Derby. A goal that will never be forgotten. I'm sure there are many who've spent time in the parks around Wolverhampton and elsewhere trying to replicate that goal. No, I have. Eiting, dangerous one in. Connor Cody got his foot to it. Bennett. Oh, Doherty was caught very late there by Tagliafico, and I think both of them have come off the worse for wear. Doherty actually looks as if he's okay. He's onto his knees, but Tagliafico has not moved an awful lot. Oh, that doesn't look nice at all, does it? Let's just see a little bit closer. Oh yeah, went for the ball, Tagliafico, but ended up colliding with Matt Doherty's head. Doherty looks okay. A lot of people expecting competition to come in for his place in the team this year, Matt Doherty. Fosserier, who was brought in last summer, the German, looks to be surplus to requirements without putting a shirt on in anger. Although he did pick up a medal going out on the pitch last year, Fossi. Not involved here today, and I wouldn't expect him to be in any of the games too. There's a large group of players now at Wolves who could well be heading out. Not this man though, Ryan Giles, although he could be attracting some interest if he keeps doing things like this. Lovely ball towards the edge of the box, just behind Helder Costa. You'd have to say Ryan Giles has been one of the standout players so far this afternoon. This is Frankie de Jong. Jota tried to slide in. Morgan Gibbs-White thought he could win it. Loud voice of Connor Cody ringing around the Banksy Stadium. There is a decent crowd in today, but they haven't been given too much to get behind so far. Watching brief. This is Giles again. That's a neat ball for Cavallero, and Cavallero will be able to cut in field here. Jota helps it on. Costa, he's got Doherty coming on the overlap. It's Matt Doherty! Couldn't keep it down. Lovely neat interplay though. When Wolves go through the gears, they are impressive. Jota thought that he couldn't quite reach it. Got it to Costa, helped it on, and it maybe just bobbled a touch, being kind to Matt Doherty. Can't see better from this angle. Costa just held the ball maybe a touch too long, and There was the hit. Just helped it on its way. Doherty driving forwards. Couldn't wrap his foot round it enough. 4 goals for him last season. That's Klasjan Huntelaar. Wolves unhappy with the way he controlled it. Huge experience from Klasjan Huntelaar. Second spell at the club. He's been at the likes of Real Madrid, AC Milan and Schalke. Came back on a free transfer last summer. Here comes De Jong. Tagliafico not showing any ill effects from that clash with Matt Doherty. Played it off the Irishman for a throw. Wilson happy with a throw, and you don't see that very often. Going back to Klasjan Huntelaar, when he left for Real Madrid in January 2009, 27 million euros was the price. And in the August of that year he headed for Italy for 15 million euros. And then to Schalke a year later for 14 million. Huge experience for him. Here comes Doherty, looked to be caught there by Noah Lang. Huntelaar 13 goals last season for Ajax, though he wasn't their top scorer. It went to Neres. There's Doherty. Costa. Player of the year 2 years ago. Just held his back for a moment there. Still holding his back. More streamlined. Lost some of his hair this year. Doherty will play this one back. Final few minutes of the half. Norris's ball is too high. Delay infield to De Jong. He's got Tagliafico wide to his left. Huntelaar is in between Bolly and Cody at the moment, straight down the middle. Goes wide to Christensen. Delay back to the goalkeeper, Andre Onana. Big high ball that Connor Cody will deal with. Bennett was trying to block off Lang's run. Norris will clear to halfway. This is Matthew de Ligt. Cody. Oh, just intercepted as Jota had made a good run. That's a neat touch from Cavallero. 2 neat touches. Gibbs White with the early ball wide, and look at the space in front of Ryan Giles again. Infield this time. Jota back to Neves. Tried to lift it in. There was a run of Doherty and Costa. Just blocked off. Carol Eiting's got a problem. He's slow to get to his feet. I feel there is more joy to be had for Wolves down this left-hand side. Christensen is very narrow. And the 3-4-3 of Wolves getting a lot of joy for the youngster Ryan Giles. Van der Beek. Ball towards Neres. No danger that Willy Bolly couldn't deal with that. Giles' ball down the line. Will stay in. This is Norris. Can't find Doherty, but he will get the throw. Tagliafico thought it would be his. Wolves maybe marginally in the better team in this first half, and some of the better opportunities. Ajax started strongly. Haven't threatened Will Norris since the opening exchanges. Christensen might try and change that in the final minute of the half. I don't think there's going to be anything added on, despite the drinks break. Lang up against Costa. Is it back from Tagliafico? Bennett steps in strongly. Now Neves. Cavallero. Jota. Now Giles has already set off on the outside of him. Jota will wait. Now finds Ryan Giles. Jota. Well, that's a lovely turn. Continuing on the dribble, but too many red and white shirts in front of him. Lang, just for a moment, it might open out for a little bit of a break from Ajax here. Lang continues on his run. We're going to get a couple of minutes being added on. It might open out here for Van der Beek, who's got himself into the penalty area and curls it into the far corner. Wolves falling asleep as the board went up for added minutes. Just seemed to ghost his way in, Donny van der Beek. Noah Lang threading it through to him. Morgan Gibbs-White didn't stay with him. Connor Cody was committed. And that's a lovely finish from Donny van der Beek. Give Ajax the advantage. Wolves 0, Ajax 1. "13 goals from central midfield for him last season. Oh, we're expecting that towards the end of the half, and Nuno Espirito Santo won't be very happy. His team will find themselves behind, having had the better opportunities and having been on the attack. Might still be time to get level beforehand, although Jota has overrun it. Bounce back unluckily for De Ligt. Showed his frustration a touch. Neves. Going to switch it out to the far side to Doherty. Can't be too much more time being added on. Costa losing out on possession. Manana will clear. Here's Willy Boly. Cody looking to launch it out to the right hand side. This is Doherty. Costa had made the run outside. It went infield to Cavallero. Doherty felt like he was clipped, but that'll be the final action of the first half. Donny van der Beek is the man who's got the only goal of the first half. The difference between the two teams. Ajax started the game the stronger. Wolves grew into it more and more and created some decent opportunities. Matt Doherty being teed up by Helder Costa amongst them. A couple of decent set-piece chances too. But they will be slightly frustrated, Wolves, that they find themselves behind at the break, having gone to sleep just as the added time was being announced. And Ajax, who reminder are a week away from a vital Champions League qualifier, trying to step up their preparations, trying to get their first win of pre-season. Looking good for it at the break. Wolves 0, Ajax 1. Welcome back for the second half of Wolves against Ajax. Ajax with that 1-goal advantage given to them by Donny van der Beek. Expecting changes to be made. Just heard Connor Cody scream, "Come on boys, let's get going again." Daley Blind, having returned to Ajax only a couple of days ago from Manchester United, was stripped down at half-time as if he was ready to come on. Wolves are back out, waiting for Ajax to rejoin us. Doesn't look like any changes from Wolves at the break. Ruben Neves, one of the last ones out. No sign of Ryan Giles though for Wolves just yet. Well, there he is on the far side. He's trotting in. We are going to get a change in goal for Wolves. John Ruddy. John Ruddy on for Will Norris. Regular goalkeeper last season. "45 appearances for John Ruddy. Played every league game bar the final one at Sunderland. Ruddy on for Will Norris. Ajax making their way back out now. Just keeping an eye on whether there's going to be any changes for them. Daley Blind is on at half-time. And it looks like he's on for Frankie de Jong. Yeah, I think that is Frankie de Jong that's come off. There's confirmation. Frankie de Jong going off. Daley Blind back in an Ajax shirt. Back trying to get it forwards. There's Huntelaar. Van der Beek, goal scorer. Just one change from either side of the break. Plenty of substitutes still available. Running through those two teams in just a line in just a moment. There's Blind. 4 years at Manchester United. 141 appearances for Manchester United, Daley Blind. Only one goal last year against Benfica in the Champions League. Wolves signing Raul Jimenez was on the Benfica side that day. This is Andre Onana, Ajax goalkeeper. They have Rasmus Christensen, Matthijs de Ligt, Daley Blind and Nico Tagliafico as their back four. Donny van der Beek, Karel Eiting, Nasser Mazraoui, David Neres, Christian Huntelaar and Noah Lang. This is Neres, wide to Christensen. Neres, the Brazilian, top scorer last year. Back to Daley Blind. Karel Eiting, de Ligt, Blind. Looks like he's going to take control and take over from Frankie de Jong as the man that most of the attacks will go through. Tagliafico's got the better of Costa, not Gibbs White, who caught him. Mazraoui, they've got on with things quickly here, Ajax. Good tempo about their play early in the second half. There's Eiting. Tried to squeeze it through to Mazraoui. Bennett got the clearance. Costa flicked it around Tagliafico and looks to set off on his way here, Helder Costa. Just being held up for a time being, though he showed some good footwork there. Costa will pull this back, or Cavallero let it run past him. And in the end they'll settle for the corner. Wolves with now John Ruddy in goal, Ryan Bennett, Conor Cody, Willy Bolly, Matt Doherty, Ruben Neves, Morgan Gibbs White, Ryan Giles, Helder Costa, Diogo Jota and Ivan Cavallero. Costa and Cavallero there trying to combine. Ball came off Mazraoui. Jota making a nuisance of himself in the 6-yard box. And Arnold not happy with him. Trying to spin away from Tagliafico. There's Cavallero's corner. Oh, that was Willy Bolly trying to get in there with the near post. They want another corner and they're going to get it. Cavallero to try and deliver in again. In towards the near post. That came off Van der Beek as Tagliafico's down in the penalty area. Doherty. Ruben Neves trying to lift it back out to this right hand side. Cavallero's got some time and space. A little awkward to control. Trying to pull it back to Doherty on the edge of the box. Ryan Bennett will take over. Look how bright the sun is shining now. John Ruddy had a little bit of an injury tweak at the end of last season, which is why he missed that final game at Sunderland. 24 clean sheets last year for John Ruddy. On his way to being the Football League's Golden Glove and the Championship Team of the Year. Under real pressure for his place now that Rui Patricio has arrived. He is amongst the substitutes, Rui Patricio. There's Costa trying to flick on. Cavallero will give chase and tries to keep the ball alive and will end up getting a free kick. So referee Oliver Langford. Fairly quiet afternoon for him so far. Cavallero and Costa stood over this. Cavallero playing it for Costa. Costa trying to strike, took a little deflection and comfortable take for the goalkeeper who is well positioned. Costa Costa has been in the goals in pre-season already. Scored a lovely one against Young Boys on Saturday. Just lifted over the keeper, couldn't quite do so on that occasion. Deflection rather helped. Referee's not happy with Ryan Bennett and Lashian Huntelaar. Coming together, the Wolves defender and Ajax experienced striker. There's Daley Blind. Sign of the strength of this Ajax team. And only signed 2 days ago. Keen to get him involved. Van der Beek, the goal scorer. Trying to thread it up towards Huntelaar. Mazraoui. David Neres. He's got Christensen going on the overlap. Might not need him. Pulls it back to Mazraoui, who will strike it, but too high. Sturm Graz is Ajax opponents in the Champions League. Second qualifying round next week. Home leg next Wednesday. We'll go to Graz on the 1st of August. Lost to Nice in the Champions League qualifiers last year. Nice won on away goals. They were then beaten 4-2 on aggregate by Rosenborg in the Europa League qualifiers. Having reached the Europa League final the season before. Huge disappointment for Ajax not to be in Europe last year. Full European competition. Eiting trying to find Tagliafico. Bennett did just enough. Ruddy being pressured. To clear. Cavallero. There's no Leo Bonatini amongst the substitutes for Wolves today. We do have Rafa Mir, who's had a couple of goals already in pre-season. Spanish striker signed from Valencia last January. Under 23 striker Benny Ashley Seal amongst the substitutes too. There is Tagliafico. Here's Costa trying to run it forwards. Costa up against Daley Blind, and if he looks up he might be able to pick out Neves. Neves onto Jota. He's got Costa and Cavallero in the box. The goalkeeper spills it. Cavallero, good goalkeeping. That's a really good stop in the end, having made the initial error. Somehow Andre Onana recovered enough. Jota's ball in didn't look that threatening. He spilt it, and Cavallero, it hadn't have bounced up so high, surely would have made it 1-1. Onana perhaps apologising to Daley Blind. Wants to defend this corner, and Wolves take advantage. Delivered in towards the near post, and it was De Ligt that put it behind again, with Willy Boly waiting behind him. Cavallero getting set to deliver in again. This time it was over Boly. Doherty trying to put it back into the danger zone. Blint got it away. Neres trying to hook it on for Lang, but that was intercepted by Cody. Now here's Cavallero in some space. Doherty, Cavallero, infield, just behind Matt Doherty, had made another very good run. Bent wide, Christensen, Rasmus Christensen, allowed to continue running, finding Neres. Back in field for Mazraoui. Eiting, De Ligt, Blint. This is Lang. Nobody really running for support. Has to go backwards to Tagliafico. And Matthijs De Ligt. To his right hand side. David Neres, the Brazilian. Backwards to De Ligt. Here's Eiting. De Ligt again. Ajax seemingly in control at the moment. back to the keeper. And it's still going through his mind how he nearly cost his team a moment or so ago. Plenty of experience from Andre Onana. 84 appearances in total for Ajax in competitive matches. Joined from Barcelona in 2015, though he never played for the first team. This is Cavallero. Not to be caught, didn't get anything for it. Willy Bolly will tidy up. Cody trying to find Gibbs White. Always just seemed to be losing his balance as he tried to take it on the turn. Here's Tagliafico and Daley Blind. Exchanges passes with Eiting. Huntelaar has made a good run through the middle. He stretched, couldn't quite get to it. Already read the danger. He's thrown a good ball out here for Ryan Giles, and there's a lot of space in front of him. Neres trying to get back. Ruben Neves. Ryan Bennett will keep it in. Here's Doherty. Turning, using support from Bennett once more. Neves to Jota. Back to Cody. Now it's Wolves' turn to have some possession. This is Doherty. Missed a lot of Gibbs White. Doherty stretching. Always wanted a free kick. Gibbs White has done well to win the ball back. Now find Neves. Bit more urgency about Wolves play. Neves up towards Jota. That's a neat take from Diogo Jota. Wide for Giles. Giles looking to run past his man. He's going to try and pull it back. Oh, and not sure Eiting knew exactly who was around him there. Very casual clearance by Diogo Jota for company. As Louis went down touch easy. Morgan Gibbs White this time last year was preparing for the Under-17s World Cup. Very different summer for him now. He's a fully fledged first team player. Here's De Ligt. Eiting through the middle. Van der Beek tried to turn, wanted a free kick. The referee was right on top of it. Dirty back to Ruddy. Just approaching the hour mark. All still trailing. And goal right at the end of the first half from Donny van der Beek. There's Bennett. Wide to Doherty. Doherty looking to try and run it forward. That's Cavallero who's going to leave it for. And to settle for the throw. Gibbs White is short for him. Cavallero down the line. And support from Doherty. Tried to work it back in field. Costa got there. Now Ruben Neves looking back out to his right hand side. That's helped on for Doherty. Doherty trying to lift a danger one in. Oh, it was a good header. Couldn't quite get it on target, Diogo Jota. You can hear the crowd's appreciation. Doherty just stood it up, inviting for Jota to arrive. It's not far off at all, is it? There are signs there for Wolves that could be goals in this. Ajax having started the half strongly, maybe just gone off the boil a touch. Doherty couldn't control. Here comes Noah Lang. Eiting. Van der Beek. Back to Blind. Eiting's allowed to turn. Tagliafico. Noise levels from the players getting louder and louder, aren't they, as they try and work it in tight positions. Van der Beek. Changing passes with Eiting. backwards to Daley Blind. His luminous yellow boots. No lane forced wide. Van der Beek on down the line. This will be Mazraoui. Now then, it might open out for Huntelaar. Just overran it a touch to find Neres. Forced backwards by Ryan Giles. That's good pressure by Ryan Giles. They might allow Helder Costa the opportunity, and Costa was dragged backwards by Neres. And a word or two perhaps from the referee. Costa's asking the question. Stepped across him and just wrapped his arms around him. Oliver Langford just having words with David Neres. Ruben Neves not very happy at all. Here comes Ruben Neves, trying to slide it up towards Jota. Costa couldn't get on the end of it. Here comes Eiting. Mazraoui. Neres steps away from Ryan Giles that time, but not Willy Bolly. Mazraoui will launch it forwards. There's no one there for Ajax. Just a bit more cloud above us now. It's not quite as warm as it was in the first half. We did have a drinks break in the first half. Not sure if there'll be one in the second. There are one or two players out there looking like it's taking its toll. Cavallero. So for a throw. Plenty for Nuno to think about so far. Doesn't look entirely happy, though he often never does. Unless Wolves have scored is the only time you'll generally see him smile, and even then it's only briefly. There's Bolly. Giles. Costa felt like he was caught. We'll get the free kick. So past the hour mark, no sign of any more changes just yet, though there are players warming up, as you would imagine. Wolves have many more substitutes than Ajax have. There's young Cameron John just running into shot. This is Ryan Giles, who is Wolves Academy teammates. Neves, what a ball that was out to Cavallero. Now Cavallero trying to pick out a cross, a bit too deep, although not sure Christensen needed to do that. Cavallero's ball in, nobody was getting there, needed a shout, the Ajax defender. Danish under-21 international. Costa's delivery in. Bolly was nearly there. I'll come back to Costa. And Ryan Giles. Infield to Matt Doherty. Doherty, look at the space for Costa on that left-hand side. The support from Giles. Delivers. Daley Blind is first to it. And Bolly. Neves trying to thread it forwards to Cavallero. Good touch. Costa back towards Cavallero. Now can he find an opportunity? Door shut by Matthews de Ligt. Jota. Giles. Neves. Huntelaar at his back. Willy Bolly. Back for Neves. Bolly once more. Connor Cody will take it on. Into play another of those raking passes out to the right hand side. Another good one. Brought down by Doherty. Couldn't get a flick back. Tagliafico with the throw. Cavallero. Doherty. Bang went sliding in. Cody. Huntelaar thought he might be able to nick it. Still will put pressure on Ruddy. It's not the best of balls out by John Ruddy. Whiting wanted Tagliafico to take it, and he did so quickly. Blind across to Delit. Now out to David Neres. Here comes Delit once more. Neres has been hugging the touchline. Trying to work it forwards, but Wolves getting plenty of gold shirts behind the ball. Oh, Blint nearly ran into trouble. Costa then Cavallero trying to nick it from him. Doherty, sure there was entirely a huge amount in that, but he'll settle for the throw, for the free kick. Featured for the Republic of Ireland against France back in May. It's part of the French build-up there, Matt Doherty. Ajax bench perhaps looking a bit happier than Wolves bench right now. Although still scowls from everybody down there. There's Cavallero, he's done well. Couldn't quite keep it alive. Here's Neres. Huntelaar let it run. Bennett will step in. Cody. And Doherty. Can he try and take this forwards? Not just this time. Ajax doing well to get bodies back behind the ball. Oh, that Doherty was caught that time. And continuing on because Cavallero still has it. Now Cavallero, can he pick someone out in the penalty area? Jota almost got there. It might fall for Ryan Giles to strike it. Great block. Christensen in the right place at the right time. On his weaker foot, Ryan Giles. And eventually now the referee is going to pull it back because Doherty is still down. See another opportunity to look at this. Cavallero delivering it in. Jota was so close to getting on the end of it, and it sat up neatly for Ryan Giles. If that had been on his left foot, might have been able to get a more cleaner hit on it. Trying to maybe place it into the bottom corner and then allow Christensen to get across. Chance for one or two players to have a drink. We may well have a full drinks break while Matt Doherty gets some treatment. Ten Hag and his staff deep in discussion. They don't look that happy, do they? Despite the fact they're leading this game, having a couple of defeats and a draw in pre-season so far. Doherty still getting some treatment. You see Neves and Cavallero in the background. Neves deep in discussion with Rui Pedro Silva, the assistant head coach. That looks like Pedro Gonçalves and Benny Ashley Seal about to come on. That's the challenge on Doherty from Noah Lang. Definitely seemed to catch him late. And it will be a concern. Wolves don't have Too many natural replacements for Matt Doherty as yet. So it looks like Morgan Gibbs-White is the man who's gone off there. Pedro Gonçalves on the right of your picture. It's Pedro Gonçalves and Benny Ashley-Seal behind him. Romain Saiz stripped and ready as well, I think. So on comes Gonçalves. That's Benny Ashley-Seal. And Saiz is on. So it looks like Ivan Cavallero is the man who's gone off for Benny Ashley-Seal. And Saiz has come on for Ryan Bennett in the back line. So Jota, Ashley-Seal and Costa now the front three. Gonçalves in alongside Ruben Neves. All Portuguese central midfield, and Saiz playing on the right of the back three. Here comes Bolly. Out to Ryan Giles. Giles infield to Jota. Jota turning, Jota striking, and the goalkeeper making a very good save low down to his right hand side. Hasn't shown best of hands in this game so far, but equal to the opportunity that time. Jota always seems more in the game when he comes from the left hand side rather than through the middle. They have a real physical presence in Ashley-Seal now. Ryan Giles may well look to try and find him. Deep cross, it's going to come all the way through. Doherty may well keep this alive. Backwards for Gonçalves. Pedro Gonçalves arrived from Valencia last summer. Scored a couple of beauties for the under-23s last year. Now, that's a good run. Helder Costa into the penalty area. Helder Costa going over. Helder Costa winning the penalty kick. Driving run that Ajax just could not keep up with. And the World Cup defender, Nico Tagliafico, just spinning round and catching him with his trailing leg. Clumsy more than anything. Just caught Costa. Couldn't keep up with him. Give the referee no choice. Ruben Neves, who missed against Sheffield United last season, steps up. It's Ruben Neves, sends the keeper the wrong way. Wolves back on level terms. Neves did miss a penalty last season, but made no mistake on that one. Gave the goalkeeper the eyes. Banana guessed wrong. Not sure he would have got to it if he'd have guessed right. Lovely finish. So now we've got a game on our hands. Ryan Giles looking to try and break down the left. Across came Christensen. There's Bolly. Across to Connor Cody. And to Saiz. A couple of weeks ago he was playing for Morocco in Russia. Daley Blind would have loved to have been there. The Dutch didn't qualify. Now Lang. One for Van der Beek. Going to be an interesting last quarter of an hour, this. Ajax could do with a morale booster. Wolves protecting their 100% record in pre-season. deep ball into the box that Ryan Giles will deal with. I used to say they'd come down with snow on it. Not in this weather, but it's on the roof. New balls, please. Nearly reached the M6, that. Somebody's going to get themselves a memento. Stick it up on eBay. Yeah, I'm actually playing with balls they used in the World Cup today as well, by the way. I think they're going to be in use in the Champions League this year, hence Ajax requested they could use them for this because they'll be playing with it next week. Wolves very much keen to use the ball that they'll be using in the Premier League, which is a Nike ball rather than Adidas. Here's Neves. Oh, that's a brilliant through ball. Now Costa, can he keep this in? He will do. Needs support to arrive. Gets it from Doherty. Doherty backwards to Costa. Can he strike it? Took a little deflection and the goalkeeper did well to hang on. He's come alive, hasn't he, Helder Costa, in the last couple of minutes. Gritting his teeth to make sure he could get there. Got the strike away. Benny Ashley Seal was right on top of it as well. Just the faintest of deflections maybe, but otherwise it would have been comfortable anyway. Andre Anana forwards. Lots of you getting in touch as ever. Thank you very much for tuning into Wolves TV this afternoon. One of their more unique ones. David in America is watching us via a laptop in an ambulance. Let's hope nobody needs the ambulance. There's Doherty. Or at least hope they're a Wolves fan. Sub being made by Ajax. Donny van der Beek is coming off. Victor Jensen. So Donny van der Beek, the man who gave Ajax the lead right at the end of the first half. That's Danny de Wit who has come on. Danny de Wit. The fourth officials board wasn't quite right. There's Neves trying to switch it. That's this right hand side. Comfortably played back to the goalkeeper. Approaching the final 10 minutes then. 1-1 in the Banks's Stadium. First of two friendlies today for Ajax. Wolves back in action on Sunday in the H Hotels Cup in Bochum, Germany. Not sure the draw has been made for that yet. VfL Bochum, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Real Betis, the potential semi-final opponents. They're actually 45-minute games. Wolves will play two of them. Hopefully the final, if they can get through their semi. Appeals for handball. Chase on. De Wit wasn't going to get to it. Normally in pre-season this might be the stage where teams will ease off. You get the feeling Ajax won't be doing that. He might play into Wolves' hands. De Wit right to Christensen. There's it for Neres. This is Mazraoui. Goes down by Gonçalves. Jota couldn't quite benefit from it. He's looking a bit tired now. Mazraoui fighting. Just about found Tagliafico. Intercepted by Gonçalves and Saiz will go back to Ruddy. Giles with a throw, back to Bolly. This is Doherty, infield to Ashley Seal. He's lost his balance under pressure from DeLitt. Now Neres. Neves with him for company. Christensen's come running up. Neres showing short for him. Use it for Christensen. Go all the way back to DeLitt. There's Daily Blind. Mr. DeLitt again. Mazrui will take over. Nasser Mazrui. Blind under pressure from Benny Ashley Seal, getting this opportunity. Niall Ennis away with England under 19s. Donovan Wilson went out on loan last year. The youngster may well head out on loan again. He is back training with the club, as is Paul Gladden. You might remember a forgotten man who was on loan at Heracles, the Dutch striker. Not going to be involved today. There's David Neres. Wouldn't expect Gladden to be involved again, truth be told. That's a dangerous ball to the far post by Noah Lang. DeWitt was trying to get there. Willy Bolly back to Ryan Giles. Really has impressed today, Ryan Giles. That wasn't impressive from Jota that time, though. They might work it through here to Neres, who's got up to the edge of the 6-yard box. That's a good save by John Ruddy. He can't have known too much about that. He's screaming at his defenders. He just seemed to go to sleep and allowed Neres to work his way in, and he took too long. Here's Mazrui. Neres, Mazrui, Neres coming into the game again. There's Huntelaar. That's to Tagliafico, to stretch, will keep it in. Lang closed off by Doherty. We're going to get some more changes. Huntelaar might have a problem. He's come over. We're going to get quite a few changes coming here. Looks like Bolly, Cody, Giles, Jota all going to be replaced. Rafa Mir, Danny Bart, Courtney Hawes, Brighton Abakari, Cameron John all lined up to come on. So Courtney Hawes will come on for Willy Bolly. Danny Bart coming on for Connor Cody. Danny Bart taking the captain's armband. Cameron John on for Ryan Giles. Elliot Watts come on for Ruben Neves as well. That's what trying to get involved. This is Gonçalves. Gonçalves trying to run it forwards. Good sliding tackle from Carol Lighting. Rafa Mir on for Helder Costa. So to confirm, for all those substitutions that went through, Matt Doherty is the only outfield player for Wolves who started the game still out on the field of play. And he's played a lovely ball down the line for Rafa Mir. Rafa Mir trying to square it across, and it was turned behind before Benny Ashley Seal could get on the end of it. Wolves now lining up with Ruddy in goal, Saiz, Bart, Hawes, Doherty, Watt, Gonçalves, John, Mir Ashley Seal and Enna Bakari as they go in search of a late winner here. Last couple of minutes. That's Benny Ashley Seal in the 6-yard box. Elliot Watt's going to take the corner. Can he pick out a gold shirt? And it goes towards Danny Bart, who heads it goalwards. Good take by the keeper. Seemed to pluck that out of the air. Got a good connection on it, Danny Bart. Maybe not quite the power he needed. Ajax have made a change as well. Kai Serhus has come on. For Asjan Huntelaar. There's the new man, Serhus. Gonçalves with a foot in. Very much a young looking Wolves team now. Brighton of Bakari, young but much more experienced, approaching 50 appearances now. And in amongst the first team for the last couple of seasons. Can we get another change from Ajax? Mazraoui is going off. Victor Jensen coming on now. Not too happy, does he, Nazir Mazraoui? And pat there from Romain Saiz, 2 Moroccans. So 4 changes made by Ajax so far. From Wolves. There's Danny Bart. Couldn't quite work it forwards. Noah Lang intercepting. Serhus couldn't quite get in behind. Physical battle with Danny Bart. Saiz came away with it. A couple of minutes remaining then. Is there going to be a bit of late drama at the Bankside Stadium? Ronnie Horse being closed down by Jensen. John Ruddy in no rush here. 1 or 2 beginning to head towards the exits. Ruben Neves' penalty got Wolves back on level terms after Donny van der Beek, and giving Ajax the lead just before half time. Eiting launching it forwards. Saiz, midfield to Watt, back to Saiz, trying to clip it forwards. This will be Enna Bakari. Andre Onana into the final minute. I imagine there'll be too much added on, although we have had a lot of substitutions. Watt back to John Ruddy. I've been told we're going to get 2 minutes of time being added on. Daley Blind under pressure from Rafa Mir. Back to Andre Onana. A good game this. Fairly competitive. That's confirmation for you, 2 minutes. Is either side going to go and win it? Ajax will hope so. This is Jensen. Wide out to Lang. Lang trying to drive in field. That'll be intercepted by Saiz. Gonçalves, neat first touch. Mir. Oh, that's a lovely touch from Eder Bakari. Gonçalves, he's got Ashley Seal and Cameron John racing forwards. John's got inside. Ashley Seal might go it alone. Oh, and then he's fallen over. Oh, Benny Ashley Seal. Oh dear. Seemed like it was going to be his moment. Maybe he thought it was going to be his moment, and that was the problem. Racing through Benny Ashley Seal. Oh, that will go through his mind over and over tonight. What a moment it could have been, scoring for the senior team. Winning a game, last minute winner against the mighty Ajax. There's Neres. Into the final minute of the time being added on. Courtney Hawes steps in. Gonçalves, he's had a neat little cameo though. He gave the ball away there. Tagliafico. DeWitt's holding his hamstring for a moment. Didn't look good. DeLitt. Exchanging passes. Not sure he really wanted it there. Maybe a touch of cramp maybe. There's Blint. Lang spinning, finding Tagliafico. Last couple of seconds, referee takes a look at the watch and there it is. Entertaining pre-season friendly at the Bankside Stadium this afternoon. The Dutch side Ajax got themselves in front just before half-time. Donny van der Beek taking advantage of a little bit of lapse defending from Wolves and curling into the far corner. Ruben Neves stepped up to equalise from the penalty spot with just over a quarter of an hour to go after Helder Costa had been caught by the Argentine international Nico Tagliafico. Wolves may well feel that through good chances for Matt Doherty and notably Diego Jota in the first half and good set pieces including a good header from Danny Bart in the second, that they may well have got the victory to continue their unbeaten 100% start to pre-season. In the end they are held for the first time in this preparation period. Ajax trying to build their confidence ahead of the Champions League next week. They'll have more players to play up against Warsaw a little bit later on tonight, but from this game, high fives and handshakes all round to share of the spoils. It finished Wolves 1, Ajax 1.